The next tracking event we want to put in place is going to be the player spotted. So we'll keep track of where the player was when he got spotted, where the enemy was when he spotted the player, and which enemy it was that actually did the spotting. Alright, so we've already got enemy having an enemy name, I believe. No, we don't, so that's the first thing we're going to put on enemy. Let's go into the game, into enemy, and then...
Should we also track stuff like what time it was when they
got spotted?
Got spotted, or like, yeah.
That is probably a good idea. How long the player had been in the level at the time they got spotted.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, we've already got the data. We may as well just chuck it in.
Yeah, sure. Let's add more stuff to the tracking event.
Cool.
So what was that? That was going to be time in level. We'll just put time in level.
Yep.
Time in level, but at time of spotting. Okay, so player spotted. I've lost my train of thought. First one we wanted was enemy name. So
it can just be called when player spotted.
When player spotted. Yep. I'm just going to put enemy name first.
Yep. It's probably more important.
Name before I forget.
Name. Yep.
So what do you say? When player spotted.
Sounds like a conditional, actually.
Yeah, I'd put that as time when player spotted.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Now the enemy can have a name, so we'll call this dude. Where's the name? There it is. Just call him enemy 1. Do you want him to have a fancier name?
Jeffrey.
Jeff with a J?
Yeah, oh.
I'm thinking Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Yeah. Right, moving on with life. Jeffrey will now spot the player, who we'll call Baddie McBadass.
What was that called?
Who was what called?
The giraffe that tells you...
The giraffe that told you don't do drugs and eat fruit and vegetables?
Yeah.
Jeffrey the Giraffe.
Was that Jeffrey?
Oh, you're thinking Healthy Harold.
Healthy Harold,
right.
That's the one.
Jeffrey the Giraffe is Toys R Us, isn't he? Look at us talking about marketing campaigns that have affected our lives. Alright, so I've just created I've copy and pasted a player path distance based, and I will now call this one player spotted by enemy. By enemy. This one is going to need to have the string enemy name. Seeing as we're also going to need to pass in the position, we may as well just pass in the enemy object itself. Enemy that did the spotting.
Yeah.
I deliberately picked a long one just for you, Nick.
I like it.
We don't need any of this movement distance checking, and we can get rid of 2 more of these. So let's go. This event type is going to be player spotted. Custom event, we'll call this one player spotted. Whoops.
Oh.
Forgot to press enter. Player spotted. We now have the player position. The next one we'll need is going to be the enemy position, so we'll change these P's to E's. And now we can get rid of all this stuff and say enemy
that did the spotting.
And if I can type that correctly, yes, it'll take care of itself. Rightio. So now that means we'd be able to draw a line from the enemy's position to the player's position.
Cool.
And we can color one in red and one in green, so we can see which side is the enemy, which side's the player. What else did we want to track inside of this one? We'll clear this thing out. I'll clear one out and then delete it. There we go. We wanted to have the enemy name. Which we can now put as enemy that did the spotting dot name.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, no, this is a weird one. And name is the name of the object, whereas name is the name of the thing we've given it. So if we came into Unity, the lowercase name is looking at this one, whereas the uppercase name is looking at this one. Yeah, so we should change that name to
enemy name.
Yep.
F2.
String.
What's that?
First name.
What's that key shortcut you just clicked?
Control R.
Oh.
And it finds all references and then changes them all.
Oh, mine's just F2. Anyway.
F2 does...
No, it does nothing.
Yeah,
Maybe
they changed that from like...
maybe it's a resharper thing.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway, so I'm going to call it first name just to make it something different, because somebody might have another guy whose name is like last name or something. Really
Jeffrey
reaching...
Rush.
Yeah. Jeffrey McDoodles. Okay, so now it's whinging, saying it's missing something somewhere. That makes sense. We have enemy name. We've got the enemy position and the player position and the time when player spotted. So we have the time when player spotted from the tracking of time base that we've already got. So time based cumulative.
Yes, that's the one.
So we can bring that guy into this and say .toString because it's a float and it wants a string. And we go hooray. And
so yeah, we got player position, enemy name, time when player spotted, and how many times the player spotted. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So the player spotted is just, this is an event that has happened.
Yeah,
the player
so,
has been spotted.
So you'd sum that.
Yeah. But then the amount of player spottages that have happened in a given level, you would track that one separately. So
well, shouldn't the level technically end when you get spotted?
It could, yes. What if it was Metal Gear Solid?
Oh yeah, true.
And you didn't want it to end. So we'll keep track of both.
Okay.
I always have a specific one for each specific event, but then I'll also have as an attribute what number of spottage this has been.
Yep.
So we'll say player spotted count.
Cool.
And we'll call that player spotted count .toString, which means we'd better increase this guy somewhere and keep track of what it actually is. So here we'll go ++ to keep it increasing. In reset analytics, we would want to put player spotted is equal to 0, and then we'd actually better declare the variable in the first place.
Nice.
Rightio.
Looks good.
So now let's trigger the event to actually be called from somewhere. So we'll go to enemy, and inside of enemy, I think, yeah, here we go, scanning area. Where did we do? No, that was the he is just looking around, like,
oh yeah,
reached the patrol point, stopped.
Oh right, yes.
On trigger, enter. So this one here is going to be the that we have now spotted the player.
Yep.
So if the thing that came into contact with our Sphero vision was the player, then we'll say analytics manager .instance .player spotted. So player spotted by enemy, and what are we going to pass in? This is correct. Woo. Rightio. So that should now be the player spotting happening. Yes, that's essentially it. Let's wait for this to clear out its errors, which it has done, and let's see if we can see the event happen in the console. Distance.
It did it.
Pause quick before anything else fires. So we can see where the player was at the time of being spotted and where the enemy was at the time of being spotted, which finishes there.
Spotted. Nearly 7 seconds in.
Enemy name is not set because
we
changed the name from name to first name, and then we forgot to set it, so it said, well, you've given him no name.
Oh. Okay.
So let's go and call him Jeffrey.
Yep.
And now we'll get spotted by Jeffrey.
Yep, done.
Player spotted.
Jeffrey, there he is.
Jeffrey, and we can see how far we were into the level, and the player spotted count was 1.
It's very cool.
So I'm going to unpause this, run away, and then wait for him to come around the wall.
This is cool. We're getting a bunch of metrics. A bunch of data.
It is exciting. Pause.
Right, we should have a new one.
Now we'll come down to you, and we can see that
count 2.
2, and we have been in the level for 12 seconds now instead of whatever it was that we were before.
It's like 2.
Yeah, 2 point something. Okay, cool. So here we've got player spotted count, which is 2, but over here we've got count, which is the generic counter that is always happening, and then we've got the player spotted, which is also equal to 1.
So we could sum up the count in any of them and get the number of total events, or we could do the number of player spotted events.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. Okay, cool. So that is this video now up and running. Let's quickly check how long this pin's running for, which has been going for 10 minutes, so a little bit longer. Let's jump over to making it so that we can't get spotted by the enemy through the wall.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to quickly cough. And I'm back. Rightio. So to do that, we will go to the enemy. And you know what? Let's just do this in another video. We'll press pause, keep this one nice and short.
Alright.
Yep. Alright. So with that, thank you everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you next time.